with this next exercise, this is going to seem really left field from what we've been doing so far. I've got to explain it. So we're doing maximum, minimums, all that kind of stuff. The thing is, when we're actually applying these concepts, we need to think of real world life examples. And one of the best examples that we can use is space, volume, measuring sales and profits, because that's where this real world application comes in. You have to be able to make sure that you can use this maths and understanding somewhere. This isn't dead knowledge. This is something that you're actually going to use in the real world. So we have to be able to use it. This is where most students will trip up, and this is probably the hardest leap, because what we've been doing so far it hasn't been that hard. It's just following methodology after methodology after methodology, and if you can do that, you can ace the HSC, but they're not going to give you something like that. They're going to give you something that is a real-world example that's problem-solving based, and then you can apply your maximum, minimums, and whatever you want to do. The thing is, the next two exercises build you up to get there. So this exercise that we're doing now is just very, very odd in looking at it. It kind of gets you to revise and rejig and manipulate different area and volume equations. And from there, in the next exercise, then you can start to differentiate them. That's the nature of it. So these two exercises are linked. It's going to seem really odd doing this one, but it will make more sense in the next exercise. So what my advice would be is, I'm going to try and do this. If I haven't done this, try and look this up. Make sure you revise your area, your volume, and your surface area volumes. Formula, sorry. That'll make sense. You really need to have them on hand for basic shapes in order to do this and to make these manipulations. There's a big assumed knowledge here. If you don't have them on hand and you don't know them, you're going to be completely stuffed. So the first thing I would do, if I were you, is go get a formula sheet with those areas and surface areas. So I'm just going to do the first question for you. I already kind of started here just to sketch it out, but it was a bit messy, so I thought I'd write it out properly. Let me just turn on this light. There we go. So our first one says the area of a rectangle is 50 meters squared. Okay, we're assuming these are meters, and we have x and y. Okay, so these two numbers times each other gives 50. Show that the equation on its perimeter, so prove the perimeter equals 2x plus 100 over x. Whoops, have I stuffed that up? No, that's correct. Okay, so this isn't that hard. You've just got to think about it and solve it. We know that area is going to be x times y, and we know perimeter is 2x plus 2y. So x plus y equals perimeter. So we have these two equations. We need to prove this. Well, we're already kind of halfway there. We've already got p equals 2x. We just need to rejig this into terms of x. So what this is we need to rejig this simple equation and then substitute it back into here. So put things in terms of y, and then maybe we can put in x, maybe? Let's try it. So we know this is going to be 50, because we're given that. 50 equals xy. Let's divide both sides by x. So that would be, I'm sorry to write across, this is really bad setting out. Please don't do this. I'm just doing this for this example. So we got y equals this. Let's sub y equals 50 over x into p. So that's going to be p equals 2x plus 2, 50 over x. 2 times that's going to be 100. And we have our answer. Just there. Okay, so it did prove it. It actually wasn't that hard, but you've just got to think about how to do it. You've got to know this and this. Okay, it's assuming that you know it, and you should really. But there's other things like the closed area of a cylinder, comparing that with a rectangle. You just need to have these things on call. I'll do a few other examples, but it would be wrong of me to do too many because you really have to think these things through. You're the one seeing the HSC, not me. So it's really important that you sit in a nice quiet place and don't stress and just focus on this. Don't turn on your laptop, don't use your phone, just focus on trying to solve these and talk to each other if you need help. Not too much, try and push yourself to the max and try and solve these.